Fanatic.com, brought to you by Big Dog Tech Solutions. Dr. Lance Forbes, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. Streets Maintenance, doing remodeling and plumbing. The Oxyoke Inn in the Amanas. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. Senior Benefits. Diamond Dream Sports Academy. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Suples Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. GT Carr and his great crew at Suples Building and Remodeling. Mike C. Keys for Cars. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement, and Patrick Eads. And everyone at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Here's Tom Suter and Pat Harty from HawkFanatic.com.
Okay. It's a gray day out there, boys, and it's chilly. Walked my dog this morning. It was chilly.
It's cold getting in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why it was. Maybe the wind, because it was warmer than it's 45.
Mm-hmm.
Not a terrible temperature, but
but it's breezy.
Yeah.
Was it maybe 15 miles per hour wind?
15 to 16.
Uh-huh.
So
there you go.
Yep. There you go. You have a good Easter, Pat.
No.
Well, that's sad.
I had to work.
Yeah.
Well, they have, a football and a basketball player commit. Their transfer portal sucks. Just ruins everything for everybody.
Baseball team swept Michigan.
Yep, up in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
17-4 in conference play. Now, if he would have asked me about that, I would have started with a positive response. But he asked me about Easter. And the one thing happened in the morning, the other thing happened at night. Mm-hmm. And I knew I had a story on that. How do you pronounce his last name?
Fulgaris?
I had a story written on him since Friday. And, of course, I got distracted. I was probably 10 minutes behind everybody else because I pulled my life away from the portal for a few minutes to either breathe. Maybe I went to the restroom or something. And then, of course, by the time we get back, everybody's got it. And so I got mine about 10 minutes after everyone else. But I'm always amazed at how my colleagues are always locked in. It could be Easter. They're always just locked. The moment something happens, boom, they're all there. It's incredible. Just there. They're just, Easter.
Competition.
Easter, just right there, just boom. It doesn't matter. We got to get this thing up. And like I said, I had mine ready. I just got distracted like 10 minutes. So I didn't get mine up. And it was, I think was Goodman the first one to announce it?
Yeah, probably.
It's whoever the agency reaches out to. And I think it was Goodman. And by the time I saw it, it was just, a bunch of people had it. But like I said, all I had to do was hit send, and I had the story ready to go. Don't have a photo of him yet, so I had to use a photo of McCollum. But, yeah, like I said, if you're going to get the Horizon League, a player from the Horizon League, you may as well get the Horizon League Player of the Year.
Might as well.
He can shoot the ball 41% from three, and he's about 6'8", 6'9". He's not – I don't know if he's necessarily a center, but they will have him in the – I don't know about the kid from West Des Moines Valley, if he's going to have to redshirt or if he's going to be pressed into duty, but – they've got 9 players now. The roster is, they still need at least 3 or 4 more. I still think they need another big man, too.
I think, and
I still think they need another point guard.
Maybe another point guard, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without question, because right now Sturtz is the only true point guard on the team, and he's here for a year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think they definitely need another forward center type and another point guard type. And, of course, if it's a combo guard, can do both even better, but those are hard to find, and so we'll see. Of course, I've already had, we are ready. Missouri Valley and Horizon League, watch out.
Oh, yeah.
There's all that talk's out there.
Of course, some of the chatter online is Sweet 16, we're back.
I've seen some of that. What are they? But I've seen more, okay, it looks like we're ready to win the Horizon League in the Missouri Valley, but we need more. I'm still seeing that even with this guy. I'm seeing more of that than and now the people, is that on Cakert's board? Because
I've seen it on
because you're not on
a
Twitter,
number of
right?
places. Oh, I go to sometimes.
So what are a number of places besides message boards and Twitter? Where else would it be?
Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't. I hopefully those people are joking, or maybe they're not. I mean, I don't see. To me, this is a wait and see. You have to wait and see.
Well, of course.
I don't think. Now, if they were.
None of these people except for Koch are even on campus, are they?
Well, and none of them have played against a Power 4 schedule from start to finish.
No.
I mean, as
And
great
they
as,
haven't played together
and
except
as
for
great
the
as
Drake
Drake,
guys.
as great as Drake was last year, most of their wins came in the Missouri Valley Conference. Now they did beat Missouri. They did go 11 and they beat Vanderbilt. They won some. But what I'm saying is, we'll see. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic. Am I saying Sweet 16 big? No, not. I would.
Seems a little premature.
But so does assuming the worst too, just because they haven't played Power 4. Try to be in the middle somewhere. Which is, hey, they got 9 players. Let's wait and see what happens.
Yep.
He is going to be able to space the floor with this guy, Sturtz, and the Housen guy from Kansas State. Those guys can all make threes. You're spacing the floor with those guys, and that's good. And then you mix in the Manuel and the Tavion Banks. I can see the team forming, but so much of it's going to be the ability to space the floor, and they can do that with at least those 3 guys. This guy can shoot threes. I've seen enough video of him.
Well,
I mean, shooting threes are shooting threes. I mean, he may have to get it off a little quicker, but I saw enough of his film to know that he can shoot threes, and I'm sure that's one of the reasons they liked him. And I don't know where he was on their pecking order. I don't know if they wanted Duke Brennan more than him. Well, they didn't get Duke Brennan, so you got to get who you can get.
wasn't Duke more of a 5, though?
Yeah, and you could argue that that's what they need more.
Oh, yeah, you could.
I mean, you could argue. Well, either way. I mean, he's 6'10". I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's a true center. I haven't seen enough of Duke Brennan. This guy's a forward.
Yeah.
This guy, he's 6'8", 6'9", about 215 pounds. And they were 26-9 this year, and he averaged 14-9. And so we'll just wait and see. But it is interesting. The roster is about 2/3 of the way full now.
How many? He's not going to get 15.
I don't think so, no. But maybe he'll get a walk on it. I don't know. But I still think he needs at least 3 more. You got to have 3 more. And I still think they're looking for a big man. Like I said, a big man and a point guard.
I think that's
would be the. And as far as
makes sense.
expectations, I mean, like I said, it's we're back to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 26 years. To me, seems a little extreme.
in the first year of guys who've never played together, except for a few Drake guys,
guys that have never again played a consistent. Because even Cooper Koch only played 10 games last year, so none of them have played. Now
most of Cooper's games were against Southeast Louisiana Tech, A&M,
Texas Commerce,
yes,
and what have you. So we'll see. Just have a little. I have guarded optimism. I mean, the guy can coach.
I think that's fair,
and he is recruiting shooters. But Fran had great shooters.
Yes, he did.
But
Fran didn't play any defense.
This guy's teams are going to play better defense
yes.
than Fran. I love Fran, but his teams just didn't play defense very well, and they played offense so fast that they were all on the defensive end a lot too. But that will not happen. This team. Now, there could be some grind-out games next year.
Sure there will.
I watched Drake grind out a few games this year. That shot clock's down to the 3 seconds and Sturtz launches a 3 and it goes in. And I think we'll see some of that next year.
Well, your grind-out games, if you play good defense, you have a better chance.
Well, if you're going to sit through a grind-out game, you may as well win it. That was a problem with Licklider. The grind-out games, they lost most of them.
Grind-out. It was a grind to sit
Just get it to finish line. Licklider was just get this over so we can get the press conference done, get our stories written, and go home. That's how it was with Licklider, at least by the end of year 2.
Well, get home for his ham and cheese sandwich.
Just get home just to get away from it.
As a spectator.
The depression.
It was a grind.
The depression, the despair, the bewilderment.
I'll say one thing. This coach is out, and I constantly see pictures of him with fans.
That's good. Yeah, he's doing interviews with. He's doing interviews with Iowa State fans.
Yeah.
That's.
He's all over.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
He was part of that. What's that podcast link now? That's Iowa Everywhere. He was on there with an Iowa State guy, which is that's what you got to do. You got to spread your name. I think that's cool. And we were just one of many that he's spoken to. But remember, we were not the first. Remember that guy who tried to shame us?
Because we weren't the first.
I didn't want to be the first. Because I wanted to be honest with you, I'd rather interview Ben McCollum right now.
For sure.
I would have given up when we had him, what was that, a week and a half ago? I'd rather interview him right now. There's so much more that has happened. He could talk about so much more than he talked about with us.
Well, he's got he could field a team now.
Now
last
he could,
time we couldn't.
Yeah, and Dix and Price Sanford hadn't made their decision,
Right.
so we really couldn't talk about them. No, a lot has happened. And then, of course, you brought up the baseball team. It's amazing. I mean, Michigan's not great, but they were 8-7, and they beat them all 3 games in Ann Arbor. I mean, that's. And I went on the Michigan. Not a lot of traffic because baseball's not, but fire Tracy Smith. He sucks. He used to be the Indiana coach, and I think he coached what's his name, the former Cub, Schwarber, when he was in Indiana. I believe so. I could be wrong. If I am, someone call in and rip me.
Oh, they will.
I think, and then he went down to Arizona State. Didn't work out down there. Now Michigan rehired him. But I just thought it was funny. Even baseball had this. Get rid of this whole staff. Gut the program. But Iowa's now 17-4 in Big Ten play. I mean, and I saw the guy who owns Baseball America. That was one of the things he was talking about. Yeah, Iowa's they're a topic. I'm telling you, if they keep winning, who knows? Maybe they will host.
Well, maybe they will. I mean, they got a 2.5-game lead too. It's
yes,
not
I mean, UCLA lost again yesterday.
They
They
did?
to Oregon. They lost the Oregon series. No, they're right now. How many more? God, I wish I would have brought the schedule. Do you have the schedule in front of you? The remaining schedule?
No.
I have it at home. I mean, I just didn't.
Can you get the baseball?
Call
schedule?
it the baseball.
See,
I know
don't
they still
my
have
phone.
Oregon. I know they still have Oregon State, and I believe they still have Indiana.
Indiana this weekend.
Indiana this weekend here, though, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's a big series. Now, Indiana's right around 500, aren't they?
A little bit better. 12-9 in the
Okay,
conference.
that's going to be tough. Indiana's
Yeah.
a good team. They're a good program. They've been good for a while. But so was Michigan. Michigan was 8-7. Now Michigan's 8-10.
Yes.
I mean, just left there. That's the third series. They've swept Big Ten. They've won all 7. And, I mean, this is...
Washington, May the 2nd through the 4th.
Okay, so we got,
we have Oregon, Washington, and Indiana left.
and Oregon State.
Oregon
State.
That's not conference.
That's not conference, and that's in Des Moines, isn't it?
I think so.
That's a cool series. I'm going
It
to
is.
try to get down there for one of those games. That's got you and Ann for. You could turn that thing into a 10-dayer easy. I mean, you got Prairie Meadows.
Don't tempt me.
You got Prairie Meadows down there. What's another casino that's down there
In Des Moines, that's all.
in the Des Moines area? I think you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
They've got one in Osceola. So I've been to one. That's maybe 60 miles south of Des Moines or so.
Yeah, a little. I think a little further, but yeah, roughly about there. Yeah. Osceola. Isn't it right by the Missouri border?
Yeah, yeah.
Western Illinois, St. Thomas.
Got to scroll down. You're back in. But yeah, they still have some tough series left. But Michigan was one of the games you'd look at and say, okay, that's a tough series up in Ann Arbor, and they just swept it.
They can find a way to get two of those. That would be great.
I mean,
and then we got 3.
I'm giving them a chance of. I watched UCLA a little bit. Yes, they don't look any better than Iowa. They have, better weather, and they were playing at Oregon, and it was. But then I saw UCLA's record. I'm like, God, they're not running away with this thing, but they've almost got a 3-game lead.
Yeah. Well, they're playing well, and they're playing team ball, and they're winning. And
they're winning in different ways too.
Yes.
They're winning.
I mean, Michigan, they were pretty much all close games, 6-5, 3-2, 7-4. But the 7-4, they won in the 9th inning.
Yes, and that's part of being a good team is finding ways to win those types of games, and that's what they're doing. And I'm looking at the schedule right now. It's funny they call it the 24-25 schedule, which is kind of confusing because the season's played. The real season's all played in 25. Yeah, I've got it right here. It's they've got. I'm looking at they let's see. They've got Western Illinois coming up on St. Thomas Blackout. That's coming up on Wednesday the 23rd. Wow, they have back-to-back games on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, it looks like.
I mean, they got to win those games. Those games. Then they have Indiana.
We do.
Indiana's Friday is Star Wars night at Pearl Field. I think that Ray's dressing up as Darth Vader, isn't he?
So now we kind of struggled a bit early on, so I guess our RPI is not very good.
No, but it's getting better, man. And see, they've got Illinois State on the 20. Those 3 non-conference games, they got to win those games.
Yeah, they do.
Because those games, they don't really do much for you if you win them, but they really hurt you if you lose them. And they've lost them at times. Okay, And then May 2nd, this is a big series. They're out in Seattle. I don't think I don't know. I haven't looked up Washington. I don't believe they're great, but obviously
They're pretty damn
they're
good.
pretty good though. I don't think are they ranked. I know UCLA was ranked 12th, and Oregon was ranked 19th. I think.
Washington is 11-7 in the conference.
Okay, no, they're
Very
formidable.
good. But they're 21-20 overall.
Well, that's probably because they played a really tough non-conference
Probably
schedule,
so.
I'm guessing.
Probably
and then
so.
then they have another May 7th. They play at Illinois Chicago. Those are 4 non-conference games. Illinois Chicago's good. I think they've already beaten them this year. And then Des Moines, May 9th, Oregon State. 3 games against Oregon State in Des Moines. That's a cool
That
event.
is an interesting.
Yeah, Oregon
scheduling
State's one of the
quirk.
year in and year out. Oregon. Well, Rick's trying to spread the brand, but in a way, I give him credit. He is I just got a text message. I lost my train of thought. I think it's cool though that they're trying to spread the Iowa baseball brand to Central Iowa, give
which
fans
is
who
great.
normally don't have easy access, and you're playing in a AAA stadium. I think it's really cool that they're doing it, but those are tough opponents. They got a lot of tough games left, but they're showing though right now that they can compete with anybody.
Yeah, it's been fun because I'll tell you, when talking to Rick early on, it was
He
little
was
bleak.
It was bleak, but even at media day, he was like, guys, we're not going to be able to just fall way behind and score a bunch of runs. That's not how this team is built. This team is showing that it can win games
in different ways.
Close games. It can build on routes. It can pound pitchers. It can figure out a way to win tough games with very little run support, and it's playing great defense. I noticed in like the Saturday game, Michigan had 2 errors, Iowa had none. It's doing all the little things. It's running the bases well. I mean, the Risley kid out in Miles Risley, the center fielder, I believe he's from Johnston. He's playing great all around. He made a couple really nice catches. Gable Mitchell's having a great year. We're going to get somebody from baseball, I believe, on Wednesday. It might be Gable. It might be Gable Mitchell. But they've got good stories. I mean, the catcher, he was at, I believe, Loris last year, and they thought they were going to bring him in as just being a DH, but he's shown that he can catch. His name's Rogers. He's another good story. But yeah, when you're 17-4, you're going to have good stories.
Yeah,
it's easy to have good stories when you're winning most of your games. But I think right now Rick is the runaway Big Ten Coach of the Year. Now, still a lot of
he
season
has
left.
to be,
He's
doesn't
got
he?
to be. I don't think it's even close right now.
Of course, there's still time
Still
to fold
time.
our tents.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, yeah, they could lose. They could realistically play good baseball and still lose all
The
three.
rest of the
they
series.
could lose those series.
Sure
Yes,
they
they
could.
could, and it's not because they're not very good. That's just they're playing tough. That Washington, it's going to be tougher because it's in Seattle, and that makes a difference. And I'm guessing Washington's probably a little better than Michigan.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But
So,
well,
but no, this is
but
going
it's been fun to talk about.
And I look forward to going out and covering some games this weekend, and hopefully the weather. It sounds like this stuff's it. It sounds like it's going to be nicer by like Wednesday, right?
No.
70s?
No.
Yeah, I heard
but
you say
rain, storms.
Well, but didn't you say in the 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah, the temperature, and then what is Friday?
Upper 60s, mid 60s, to
Perfect.
upper 60s this weekend.
No rain.
No rain
Perfect.
this weekend.
That's perfect. See, that's
But
perfect
it's-
baseball
yeah.
weather. Upper 60s.
Possibility of rain every day through tomorrow night through Friday.
Well, maybe we'll get out to
Yeah, I don't care if it rains during the
Dwayne
week.
Banks Field this weekend.
I just don't want it to
maybe
rain on the weekend. Man, it rained a lot yesterday.
Get another one of those delicious cheeseburgers off the grill.
And so far, that aluminum foil is working. But I did find out that my neighbor's having the same problem. He's saying the thing just goes back and forth. But I put the aluminum foil up for 3 days now and nothing.
Really?
Back and
Yeah.
forth crap.
It's
So one of the mics had to solve the problem.
and I
for
did
you,
Google
maybe?
more, and I did see, and I credit Mike for letting us know. And he wasn't just pulling that out of his ass either. I mean, I've Googled it, and there's saying that it works for a number. People line their top of their trash cans with it too. That's the other thing. You put aluminum foil on top of the trash can, put a rock on it, and then when their paws jump up and feel the aluminum, they want no part of it, and they don't touch the trash can. So far, it's working. I mean, maybe the fact that it rained a lot yesterday, but it quit raining to where it could have come up in the night, and it didn't. That's been 3 nights now, or 2 nights. No, he told us Saturday, right?
Yes.
So, Saturday and Sunday. 2 nights it's worked so far. So, we'll see.
So you could go home to a mess today.
No,
pile.
nothing. They never do anything during the day. It's always at night when it's dark. But the first 6 steps going up to my deck, I have aluminum foil on them with little rocks on them. so they don't blow in this ridiculous wind. And then I've got on the deck, and
then the steps get struck by lightning.
Yeah, I mean if that happens, but it's working so far.
Oh, good.
And that is a wild thing to think that aluminum foil. And I went and bought, there's different kinds of aluminum foil. I didn't buy Reynolds wrap. There's that Smart Choice or whatever, like $1.18 a roll.
Yeah.
I bought that. The one Reynolds wrap I normally buy is like $7 a roll or $6. I'm not using that on
But
that.
it's Reynolds wrap.
Yeah, but this stuff's the Smart Choice or whatever, $1.18.
It tears pretty easily.
It seems to be, it's really, I can see why but it seems to be working for this because it's got the same feel to it. It's just weird, though. I guess their paws are so sensitive that they just, and who knows, it may not sustain, but it is interesting, though, my neighbor's having the exact same, and it's obviously the same raccoon, or the same group. They just go back and forth.
Just crapping on
For
decks.
some reason, though, there's so many places they could crap, and yet they climb. His is the same thing. You got to get upstairs to get to it. It's just the weirdest thing.
Who knows?
Life of a raccoon. But yeah, how much rain did we get last night?
Well,
Over an inch, didn't we?
Yeah.
Inch and a quarter.
What was nice about it, though, a lot of times it was just a steady. I mean, there was times where it came down
It
hard,
was
but it wasn't just a monsoon. It was just a steady, and we need it. I mean, God, everything is so green in my neighborhood now. I think we're good moisture wise right now, aren't we?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm glad it's not raining now.
I don't know if we're out of. We were on borderline drought. I don't know.
Well, we're not anymore. Not after last night.
Hello.
Hello. Now, the softball game is supposed to start at 12:30.
I believe so, or noon or 12.
But is it a doubleheader? Or
Yes.
Is it 12:30 and then the other game? Isn't that supposed to be on TV?
It's a doubleheader. I don't know about TV.
I thought it was supposed to be on BT.
I could see that on a Monday with the. I mean,
Yeah.
So the first game will be at 12:30. So what in the heck time is the second game supposed to be?
Well, after the first game
What day are you looking at?
today.
Oh, today.
I'm talking about today.
Oh,
they
Penn
didn't
State?
have the game yesterday because of the rain.
12:30 and 4.
And they said
I got
something
it.
about it starts 12:30 today.
Yeah.
well, actually
12
now Iowa softball tweet. Okay, now they tweeted 1. They moved it up to 12:30.
12:30 and 4.
4.
So one game is over with, then you have to clear out and then come back.
Yeah.
And the 4 o'clock one, isn't that supposed to be on TV?
Yeah.
Yes.
BTN.
Yes.
So if you get cold at the first game, you just go home and watch it on TV.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be cold today.
So do they have delicious
Okay, now wait,
cheeseburgers?
wait. First pitch is now. Well, Iowa softball sent out 2 tweets yesterday. The first one, Big Ten Network has picked up Game 1 of our doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch is now scheduled in 4 p.m. and both games will be on Big Ten Network. That was the first. Then they updated that tweet with the one saying it's been moved up to 12. So it looks like both games are going to be
Games
on.
will be on the
That,
BTN.
well, here's the exact tweet. The Big Ten Network has picked up Game 1 of our doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch is now scheduled for 4 p.m. Oh, so I'm guessing they were going to do Game 2 to begin with. Now they're doing Game 1, and now both games. So both games are going to be on. There you go. That's a good way.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Karn, do they have great cheeseburgers at Pearl Field as well?
Well, they're okay. I mean, the food over there is good.
Yeah, it's all right. I've had it.
Yeah, it's good. And you get hot dogs for $2 on weekdays.
Hey, not
Well,
bad.
they got
A
a
couple
good,
dogs.
they've got a good setup over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okie doke. Well, let's hope we can do something.
Oh.
They have a whole mess of Penn State people that come in. One guy has a horse head on, and they have little capes on, and
Heckle 'em.
they have their face painted, and they're really
Heckle
weird
'em.
looking.
Be mean to them.
Yeah.
We don't like Penn State.
But they're exciting to watch, and they root for their people, and most of them come from Illinois because there's an Illinois girl that plays on the team.
How do you want Iowa fans to treat them, Captain? Do you want Iowa fans to be
Well,
mean to
they're
them?
over in their own corner. You don't mess with them.
Oh. Well, Captain wants you to mess with them.
You go in there and
Mess with them.
You be nice to people.
All right.
Thanks, Carl.
Okay, goodbye.
Treat them like the aluminum foil treats the raccoon.
There you go. I'll watch that softball.
Dave Bader says GG raccoon.
But at least it knows my house isn't. Now that I know my neighbor across the street's dealing with the same thing. You know?
Interesting.
It is interesting. I mean, nature works its amazing ways, doesn't it, Captain?
I get along with them.
Well, yeah.
They
I don't
come
want to
and
get. I don't
they
want to
don't-
get along with them.
They don't bother anything.
They wreck your foundation. They
haven't
crap.
done
They just,
anything.
They just. I don't want them around my house.
Oh, but between the bats and the raccoons, they cost me about $5,000 in the last 2 or 3
Yeah,
years.
I don't need.
So I don't. They're not my buddies.
No, they suck.
I get along with all of them. I get
Well, then-
chipmunks. I got chipmunks. I got a possum.
Let's see how you feel if they cost you $5,000.
Oh, God,
and
could
the
you-
Squirrel cost
Could you
me $500.
Could you hear him if an animal cost him $5,000? You would be. God, you would hate every animal on this earth.
I get along with them. I do my best to get along with them.
I do my best just to not have any. I don't want to get along or not get along. I just want them to stay in their space, and I stay in mine. That's where I am. Now, if they're in my backyard, fine.
Possum likes-
nature has to work its ways. I get it.
Possum like strudel.
But there's plenty of places to dump. Besides my
well,
deck.
he's had to go somewhere else.
Yeah. And it is funny, that guy's deck is sort of the same color as mine, too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know that they.
Maybe it's just a coincidence.
Indistinguished color.
It's just a coincidence or whatever. But when he told me that on Saturday, I was like, oh, good. There were actually a little bit of just to know that it's not just my house that they're.
They can distinguish, not like we do, but they can
Shadings. And,
Well, it's like dogs. You used to. Dogs only see in black and white. That's not
no,
true.
no, that's not quite true.
No, not it. They see colors. They just don't see them as we see them.
Uh-huh.
But they do see colors.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They don't see the full spectrum, but
No.
So let's see what else we got.
People, I've got tons of people texting me.
Why?
Coach Ferentz got a wide receiver commit from Florida.
DeAndre Smith.
Yep. 5'11",
5'11",
175.
Yeah, I saw one. He actually says he's 165 on his thing. There's a little Twitter thing that he put out or whatever. I mean, doesn't have any star ranking. I don't know what that means. He had
Good offers.
Well, yeah, he had decent offers. Michigan State. He didn't have any of the big elite, but he had decent. Pittsburgh, Michigan State. I'm trying to think. South Florida, Central Florida.
Yeah, there were some.
Yeah, there was some, and so he's the third wide receiver they have in the class, along with Brody Schaefer, the kid from Wisconsin. Then that Marcelo Vitti, they list him as an athlete, but I think he's going to be a slot receiver, would be my guess. So they're addressing a need. They've got 3 receivers now in the 26th class out of the 8 guys committed. That's over a third of them at a position they need. So we'll see. Now a lot can happen between now and the time this guy ever takes the field. So you again keep your enthusiasm, I would say,
In check.
In check, yes. I mean,
well, with our troubles at wide receiver over the last.
Well, how many wide receivers do they get?
7 or 8 years.
Come here and they never see the field and they leave. I'm not saying this guy's going to do that, but just don't get carried. I know when you read recruiting, every story you get a lot of these sites make it sound this is it.
Yeah,
the program changing, season changing, career changing, life changing.
We've had a lot of kids from Florida not pan out.
Yeah,
too.
it's just sometimes just keep it all in perspective and hope it works out. But like I said, they are addressing a need. They need wide receivers. My guess is this guy will be like a little slot type receiver at 5'11", 165. I see him doing more slot type stuff than being out on the edge, but they need all sorts. They need all kinds. And the fact that a program like Michigan State offered and Pittsburgh, and I mean, those are decent offers. And I thought there was a couple other Big Ten.
There were.
There wasn't Ohio State. There wasn't Michigan or Notre Dame or Alabama. None of that. But rarely is that the case.
I think I saw Indiana.
I think Indiana may have been in there, and Kentucky, stuff like that. And that's usually the case for Iowa football commits. And then we had the coordinators on Wednesday, and then open practice on Saturday, and another spring is over. God, I think spring football's almost over, but I think spring football seems like it goes on forever.
Yeah, it sure does.
I mean, the way Iowa does it, they do 3 practices a week over 5 weeks, 15 practices. But I get that way. I can see why you'd rather do that than go 5 days over 3 weeks or what have you. But it'll be interesting. Are you going Saturday?
There's some kind of event there. I can't remember what it's for. If it's for Swarm people or something. But there's something in the press box that we signed up for, so we're going.
Do you have to pay?
I don't think so.
But yeah, I mean, they usually get somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 for the. I mean, it's a practice.
Yeah.
I mean, then they do a little bit of a scrimmage, but rarely is it live. And I've never been able to get too excited, or I don't really make a lot of judgments on stuff that's not full. It's hard when it's 3/4 contact. You know what I mean? When it's not full contact to really draw a lot of conclusions from spring football. But that'll happen Saturday.
Plus, you're playing yourself, and you're.
You watch though. I mean, there'll be some plays that happen on Saturday that'll be up on Twitter, suggesting that everything is fixed.
We are back.
And here's where, hey, look at this forward pass that was completed 30 yards downfield. Lester has done it. There'll be some of that.
I guarantee you we're in the playoffs with this kind of play at wide receiver. And with a great quarterback, we're back.
It's going to be interesting to see what Indiana does next year.
Well, if they do anything,
if they make the playoffs again, this guy's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
If they do anything like they did last year, he's a god.
I don't think they're going to win more than 9 games. Just my guess.
I think we'll beat them.
Where is it?
I think it's here.
If it's here, I'll give Iowa the edge.
I'm pretty sure.
But I don't know what he's done. That Rourke guy's back again, isn't he? Isn't their quarterback back for another year? Curtis Rourke?
I didn't think so.
Oh, he's not.
I didn't think so, but I'm not sure.
I'm going to look that up. But I would give Iowa whoever. If it was at Indiana, I would give Indiana the edge.
It's our homecoming game on September 27th.
So that's going to be it'll be interesting to see. Well, we'll know a lot about both teams by then too.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I've got Iowa winning somewhere between 7 and 9 games this coming year, which is pretty.
I think that's
hardly going out on a limb. That's being pretty tame, but that's kind of how I feel. I don't see this as an 11 or 12 win team, and I know some do. Gronowski's a cross between Joe Namath and Tom Brady for some. I get all that, but I got to see it first.
Well, fair enough.
A lot of those same people were saying the same thing about Cade McNamara and what have you, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, Cade didn't get her done.
No, and it wasn't all just injuries. A lot of it was just poor play.
Yeah. Just
him physically not being able to play the position. I mean, I think the knee injuries obviously hurt, but, lack of height hurt, lack of arm strength hurt. I mean, there was a lot of plays where Cade underthrew receivers. He just didn't really look like a Division I quarterback.
No, he didn't.
No,
not at all.
He really didn't.
No, but when you have your knee operated on that many times, as I can testify just the once, it takes, everybody tells you, well, it should be okay in 6 months, but might be a year, and
yours still doesn't feel normal at all.
No, and I was told it would until at least July. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But it feels odd. It feels like there's
something in there.
Which there is.
But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Indiana does this year with a new quarterback.
So were you able to ascertain that he's not back?
I believe he's not back. Yeah, I think he's done. And I'm not even sure what Indiana's doing with who their quarterback's going to be. But the guy's system's worked wherever he's been.
Yeah, he has.
He's sort of the football version of Ben McCollum.
Well, I was just
Iowa fans should hope that. This guy's done it at a higher level than McCollum has yet, but you're hoping that McCollum can kind of do with what Cignetti did at Indiana with football. I mean, that's the plan. I mean,
that's the hope.
That's the hope, and Cignetti showed that it can be done, and to me, I think it's a lot harder to do it in football than basketball. I mean, football, you need a lot more players, but he brought like 12 – all those guys he brought with him, they all turned out to be really good.
Yeah, they were
good. I mean,
good.
it's like none of them, it seems like, turned out to be mistakes, and everything fell into place for them. Now, eventually, though, they lost to better teams.
And, boy, did he get a contract, too.
Oh, deservedly so.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if he can sustain Indiana as a football power. You watch, that stadium will all of a sudden have some renovations done to it, but the campus and the facilities over there look, for the most part, pretty good. I mean, I like Indiana's campus. You've been on it. I think it's a neat campus. Yep. I always have. I think Assembly Hall is maybe the neatest arena. It's just a different look to it. It looks like an opera hall to me.
It is. It's different.
It's just different. It's very vertical. Even the fans way up high are still pretty close to the court. It goes at such a steeper incline than what Carver does. Yep. Carver's built like Michigan's football stadium.
It kind of is.
And I was underwhelmed the first time I was at Michigan's football stadium. It was packed, but there wasn't much life to it.
No, and it wasn't that loud because all the sound seems to
go
up.
Seeps out of it, whereas like at Penn State, more vertical, more steeper incline, it stays in the stadium more than it does at Michigan. Same with Ohio Stadium too.
I thought Penn State was kind of strange because you could see that they kind of had some not emergency add-ons, but as far as stands and stuff go, that they had some additions that looked odd.
Well, that whiteout at Penn State is pretty impressive.
Oh, it is amazing.
That's one of the. And I was thinking, I was watching the Oklahoma City NBA game. All their fans wear the same. Iowa should think about doing that next year. They should think about getting some type of T-shirt, white T-shirt with the yellow tie, and get 15,000 of those things ready and have everyone in that arena put those on when they get there for games. I think they need to do something like that. I think that would be cool. Have everybody dressed in the same. And then if you want to do the black and gold stripes, you can do that. But I think it'd be pretty cool. And I pick white because McCollum always wears white. And I think he's going to start wearing either black and gold ties a lot. With Drake, he wore blue, of course. Yeah. And I think that would be cool. It'd be cool, or if at least have the students all dressed in the same thing. Now, Oklahoma City, all their fans, and it looked like the Penn State whiteout when I was watching that game. It's so cool when they're all wearing the same color. And it'll be interesting to see what Iowa does from a marketing standpoint with its student body. Have not heard any more talk about moving the student section, but there's still time. We're not even into May yet. Mm-hmm. You think the student section will be moved by the next season starts?
You mean like behind the benches?
Behind the benches.
No.
I don't think it'll happen by next year. I think a lot of people are fooling themselves into thinking it'll happen. I don't think they can get it done that quickly. I do think it will happen at some point. I think it will. I'm not saying it'll be necessarily behind the benches. That's where it should be. But I think it will move, and I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to have Beth announce in May, hey, we're getting this done, and it's going to be ready by September. I would love that. Yeah. And there's always a chance it could happen. We're just guessing. Because it seems like Iowa's had chances to do this for a while. Now, Fran never really did get really vocal about that. I don't remember Fran. I mean, he always agreed with us, but it's not like he went out of his way, move the student. No, I don't remember him. He wasn't really pushing that much. McCollum, he wants it. He wants it, and I do think it's long overdue. They got to do something.
Well, why don't we take our break, and we'll be back. More Hawk stuff and more raccoon scat discussion, maybe. Who knows?
I'm done with that.
Raccoon scat.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember,
for a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Hertine and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Hertine and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Hertine and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HertineandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 319-330-9185 today.
You take great care to maintain your home or business inside and out. But maybe, just maybe, there's something missing. Something that makes your home stand out among the others in your neighborhood. Something that makes your business pop and increases traffic. Something that you can change and customize at your command. Well, there's a solution, and that's Illuminlight's permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuminlights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course lighting for all your favorite sports. The Illuminlights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuminlight's LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. For more information about Illuminlight's permanent outdoor lighting, go to BigDogTEK.net or give them a call at 319-395-0800. That's 319-395-0800.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
On an athletic team, you need team players, good athletes, superior equipment, and the best coaches available. In real estate, you need to have a good title and settlement team at your disposal. Hi, this is Steve Anderson. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing, you need quality title and settlement services. Consider the team at Hawkeye Title. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy 20,000 square foot indoor facility holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hi, this is Tiffany at Senior Benefits. Are you confused with Medicare questions, anything having to do with Medicare? I take care of all Medicare customers, people under 65. I also do life insurance, long-term care, cancer insurance. I'm here to help you navigate any questions that you may be having or frustrations and anxiety that you may have with Medicare or insurance in general. Give me, Tiffany Rao, a call at 319-631-4795.
We've said it for years. We want to give you our best price or most competitive price up front, and now Ford's brought that to the table.
Just makes you feel good.
Patrick Eads and Terry Adams with Deary Ford.
It's a true Ford employee pricing plan.
As if you work for Ford or you're a retiree from Ford.
You could walk in and buy a new Ford for less money than I could purchase one for.
I have never seen Ford do a sale like this.
The From America for America event through June 2nd.
Shop Deary Ford, Iowa City.
When we say here for you, we mean it.
It's a great deal.
Hi, this is Bill Leixenring from the Oxyoke Inn. The Oxyoke Inn is now serving daily. Our Oxyoke family is ready to serve you with the same quality of food and service you've come to trust since 1940. Now serving lunch, dinner, banquets, and carry-out daily with 4 portion sizes. Sundays featuring our famous brunch buffet. You can also order curbside carryout and pies to go online and take the comforting taste of the Oxyoke home to your family's table. Visit oxyokeinn.com for hours, menus, reservations, carryout, specials, and gift cards. From our Oxyoke family to yours, we can't wait to see you again soon. Oxyoke Inn, in the heart of Amana.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
It is going to be cloudy and a little breezy this morning, but the clouds and the wind will both get out of here by this afternoon. Mostly sunny, up to 63 this afternoon. Tonight it'll be mostly clear. We'll drop down to 43 for a low. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 74 with a few scattered showers, especially later in the day, and then a few thunderstorms late afternoon into the evening. By Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high in the mid-70s. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Outside now, it's 46.
KCJJ weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply, kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Jesus.
I'm
down 850. Jesus
still,
Christ.
I don't even look. I get the stuff in the mail, and I just don't even open it anymore.
Dirk Sterner, that beef stick.
Good stuff.
God, it's excellent. Still chewing on that.
Yeah. Same one from last week?
Yeah, the same. No. No, it's good stuff. Yeah, they're already, this is social media, questioning, the church has killed popes before.
Jesus, come on. Ignore those people. I like the ones who are saying, I'm willing to lose the stock market if it means taking America back. I mean, I'm not.
No, not at
I'm
all.
not. God, I'm so people. Just so you can own the opposition, you're willing to give up. But my guess is a lot of those idiots saying that on Twitter are either bots or they don't have any stocks.
I think
exactly.
I think a lot. There's more bots than we.
Oh, I think. Yeah. I think a lot of those where you click on it and the profile is like a. It's a photo, but it's more of a cartoon. You know what I mean? It's more of an. Those are mostly usually bots, aren't they?
Yeah.
But,
I think.
But no, I do not even look at the stock market anymore, and
I just happened to glance up and.
I mean, it's been other than one day And what's funny is they talk about that one day. All that one day did was get us back to where we were when things.
Well, it got us
before it got us back to where things were after things had already collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
It got us back up to around 40. But things at one point, weren't they up to like 43 during the
44?
Yeah, and it got us back up to 40 after being down to 37. Now where is it?
I didn't see. I'll keep an eye on it.
It's below 40 though. So yeah, eventually though, I think that's what's going to be something that he's going to have to address, because people just can't keep losing thousands of dollars in the stock market because of one man's ambitions.
There's the tweet that everything's down. Promises made, promises kept, that groceries are down, gas is down.
But they're not.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I mean, they're not sky high, but they're no different than they were under Biden for the last year, really. Eggs there's really nothing's that different. And the stock market is, say what you want about Biden, my stocks did pretty good under him.
Very good. I spent, I think, eggs at Hy-Vee were like $4.59.
$4.59. That's really, is that any...
That's higher.
That's higher than it was. So,
but it's still, less than 50 cents an egg. That's still a pretty damn good deal.
Yeah, and I'm somebody who doesn't. I don't.
I have 2 eggs a week, probably.
I don't.
Glad
do
I
that.
hate eggs.
I don't eat eggs very
often. Young.
Well, you need them to cook sometimes too.
I don't.
I do. For some of the things I cook, but I buy those little 6-pack thing of eggs. Yeah. I've got 2 that have been sitting in my refrigerator for about a month. I won't even eat them. I'll eat maybe 3 or 4 eggs in like a 48-hour period. Then I won't eat them again for 8 months. That's just
you
what I am.
Open up your fridge one day and find chickens.
No, it won't be. No, I think I looked at it. It says the expiration date's April 23rd, so it's right about now. But I probably won't end up eating them.
I probably wouldn't either.
But yeah, but I'm not.
They're probably fine.
They're probably fine, but like I said, I just have to be in the mood for eggs. I'm just in. Yeah. And rarely am I in the mood for me to. Now, if I want to go down to Midtown and eat a big old skillet with it, yeah, that's different than me cooking them.
They always make me a skillet without the egg.
So potatoes and meat and cheese.
Yeah.
And maybe a vegetable in there.
Well, they have onion and green pepper and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I need the egg though just to give it some moisture.
Yeah, gotta have it.
Yeah, I couldn't. I could eat that stuff, but to me, it's more like a side dish. That's like loaded hash browns, basically what that is.
So my mother force-fed me soft-boiled eggs the whole time.
Well, see, luckily my mother never force-fed me anything.
No, I wouldn't like them either, but I wouldn't like soft-boiled eggs. Scrambled eggs are delicious.
You know what my mom made, and I liked them, was poached eggs.
No.
And I remember putting a ton of pepper on them and then putting them on a piece of toast and making it into like a poached egg sandwich. Yeah. That was good.
Hard pass.
That was good. No, I liked them. But see, I've never had them since then. That was like 50 years ago. But my mom never forced me to eat anything.
When I turned 17, that was...
When I was 17, it was a very good year.
It was a damn good year.
What year was that, like 65?
67.
I was 3.
Baby.
67.
Just a baby.
Things were starting to really pick up music-wise, and Beatles were in their zenith at 67, wouldn't you say? Their peak? Right about 67, 68?
I suppose so.
I liked them in
Sgt.
64.
Peppers.
That was 68,
Sgt. Peppers, and the White Album was 68.
68. You like what?
I liked them in 64.
Who, the Beatles?
Yeah.
I don't remember them in 64.
Yeah.
Hard Day's Night was 64.
When did Help come out?
65.
65, okay. Yeah. I saw a video of Ringo. He's 84 now. And God, he looks great for a guy.
He's never had a piece of pizza.
Ringo Starr's never had a...
That's what he said. He's got serious dietary issues.
So what, the spice from the sauce? I'm
not sure. He just said, I've never had one.
I wonder what he eats. Of course, there's a lot besides pizza, but if pizza bothers him, I'm sure other stuff probably bothers him too.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Tacos and a lot of different stuff.
Wow. That's sad.
That's what I thought.
All those billions of dollars, and he can't spend it on
eat
pizza.
A stinking piece of pizza.
Well, he could. He's just chosen not to.
Maybe he can't.
That is interesting.
Make him very sick.
Yeah.
I never knew that before.
Yeah.
Where'd you hear it? When did?
That's what he said.
Oh, when did he say it? Just recently, or?
Yeah.
84 years old and no pizza.
Well, I could eat it.
Oh, I could.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't eat pizza every day.
I had some Friday.
From where?
Wigan Penn East. Delicious.
Their pizza is good.
Yeah, it sure is.
It ain't cheap, but it's good. But good pizza isn't cheap.
No.
I went to Dunkin' Donut yesterday because Jan wanted a chocolate donut.
Okay.
Okay? Well, they don't make a chocolate donut, or they didn't make a chocolate donut, so they gave me a donut with chocolate frosting, which isn't a chocolate donut. And then
she wanted the cake to be chocolate.
Yeah.
They don't make that?
They didn't yesterday.
Usually I thought they made those chocolate cakes that had like the glaze on them. Wow, that's weird.
Not yesterday. And then I thought, I don't really want a donut. I got their ham and cheese sliders, and they're about the size of a $50.
Mm-hmm.
And they taste like S.
How much were they?
Huh? I don't know.
I mean, I got a bag of cashews and a bottle of Mountain Dew today and it was $6. Think about that.
Cashews are pricey.
Yeah,
and it was the pop. The cashews were $1.99. The pop was the bottle of pop was almost $3. It was over $3. It was $2.99. I mean, it's amazing how expensive.
Where did you get that?
Come and go. $2.99 for a 20-ounce thing. And now every once in a while at Hy-Vee they have those 2-liter things on sale.
Mm-hmm.
They had them on, but every time you go there, the Diet Mountain Dew is always sold out. Anytime they have a sale, if you're not right there for when they make the sale, it's gone. It's been that shelf has been empty for the last 3 days. That's what I like to get, the 2-liter thing for $1.99 when it's on sale. Normally it's $3.49, but anytime it's on sale, boom! They have like a shelf of like 12 of them on there. Mm-hmm. They're gone in like an hour.
Yeah.
I went there 2 days in a row trying to get one, and they're still. My guess is they'll probably restock the shelves today since it's not the weekend.
I would go somewhere else.
Well, where?
If you want Diet Mountain Dew.
Oh, I do. I mean, I go to like Casey's, and I just go to Hy-Vee because it's almost $2 cheaper. So when you get a 2-liter for $1.99, that's not a bad deal.
No, it isn't.
And you don't get many good deals anymore.
And they're not smoking in front of Casey's or Hy-Vee. They're smoking in front of Casey's.
Well, Hy-Vee. I mean, seems like Hy-Vee. Anytime there's cops down there, they're there to get shoplifters. That's what their number one problem is. And I've been told the one at Waterfront, that's even worse. And they have 2 security people there at all times. Hy-Vee, the one on First Avenue, only has 1. But shoplifting is their biggest problem. And with that self-checkout, I mean, you're just asking for shoplifting.
Yeah. Really. Yeah. And
you just are.
Yeah.
But now they have somebody always.
I
do too, unless it's stuff like if I get a bunch of produce, we got to punch. I like it.
That's a problem.
I like it if all you have to do is put the sensor up against that, and I'll do stealth check. And they always have someone you watch, and you're like a hawk, but you could still easily get away with, like not.
No, absolutely.
And they can't watch you that closely, especially when they have all 8 going. But I've talked to some of their employees. That's where they get hit the worst is self-checkout shoplifting.
I am never going to use it.
I've used it multiple times, and I go back and forth.
So you'd rather wait 10 minutes in a line than just go do it?
Yeah. What's my hurry? What am I? Yeah. I will wait.
I'm with Suter
in
on this one.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense. Especially, you never know where the hands have been or the checker.
I am
with self-checkout,
sure someone has a job.
But it's self-checkout. It's your own hands. If you go to a you have no idea handling money and everything.
I'm not worried about it.
I had somebody the other day pay for something that was worth like $5. Paid for it with $1 bill and a bunch of dimes, and they just dumped them out. And then you got the cashier who's. I'm like, God, I always pick the wrong line.
Yeah, see, that would piss me off.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. It's John Ballmer.
Hey, John.
As much as you guys talk about food, you all ought to weigh about 300 pounds.
Well, the problem is Steve gets out here at like 4 in the morning, okay, or 3:30. So by the time this show comes along, Steve is famished.
Hungry, famished, yes.
I've lost 15 pounds.
Oh, I can tell. Yeah, you can tell that you've lost weight.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. Hey, Pat, I want you to know my grandson, he's a senior at City High. He's going to Drake. He's going to go to Drake this fall.
All right, wish him well.
Yeah, because I knew you were a grad, and that's his choice. He had that between Drake and Luther, and Drake won out.
All right.
And,
is that because Pat went there?
Yeah.
What dorm's he going to live in? Does he know?
That, academically, for
be in Stall Nasty?
Is he going to be in Goodwin Kirk, Stallnaker, Jewett, Carpenter?
I don't know what he's going to do.
I'd recommend Goodwin Kirk if he wants to have fun.
Freshman, though, is Stall Nasty, isn't it?
I'm sure that's part
Not
of
for
the
me.
college experience, to have fun.
I lived in Goodwin Kirk my first 2 years. My mom made sure I lived in the biggest dorm because she wanted me to meet people, and she didn't work there. She worked at Stallnaker. I didn't want to be in the same dorm where my mom was the head receptionist. I did not want that. My mom didn't need to. She didn't need
They
to
have
be.
to live on campus the first 2 years.
Yeah, I lived on campus my first.
I think that's good.
Yeah, I do
like
too.
That.
No, I didn't mind. Now, by the end of my sophomore year, I was ready to get out of the dorms. I was, but I
I'm
spent
sure.
2 years there and had a lot of fun. Too much fun at times.
Well, I think you meet a lot of people. If
You
you're
do.
If you have to live on.
Met a lot of people in the dorm. No, they really. And Goodwin Kirk's the biggest dorm. At least it was when I was there. Had over 700 in the residence hall.
Oh wow!
Did your daughter ever live in Goodwin Kirk?
Yes.
What's
Okay.
that?
Second year.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to let you know, Pat.
All right. Wish him well.
Yeah, it's. I think he'll do well. He's got more intelligence than I certainly do. So I said that before you did, Steve. So
I was going to agree with you.
Is there any good sports news today?
Iowa baseball. Iowa baseball swept Michigan, first place alone in the Big Ten by 2.5 games.
This weekend to watch them play the Hoosiers.
Got a basketball commit from Robert Morris, 6'9" forward.
A great basketball commit, theoretically.
I don't know about great. I think
it looks good.
I mean, he looks okay. But when I think of great, I think of Walter Clayton Jr. from Florida.
Okay, yeah, maybe not
it
that
depends
good.
on your definition of great. I think he could be like a different version of Philip Robracha. I think he could be that type of impact, but maybe a better shooter is what I'm saying.
I
If they can get that,
accurate.
if they can get 2 years of that from this guy, and get Philip type numbers, but maybe do it a little differently, Philip wouldn't have been as good in McCollum's system as this guy because this guy can shoot better.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it'll. I hope. Yeah. I hope McCollum does well. I'm a little concerned that he didn't retain Matt Gatens because I thought Matt should have been. I thought he'd retain at least one person.
He wanted his guys.
He wanted his own guys.
He wanted his guys. He doesn't know Matt very well.
I understand totally. That's the coach's prerogative.
Yeah, it is. He doesn't know Matt very well. Matt interviewed. And Matt will land somewhere. And the guy he brought in from Texas Tech is pretty impressive. He's got a pretty impressive.
I couldn't agree with you more. I agree. Of course, that's what they need is a few more suits on the sideline anymore. Jesus, they almost have as many suits as they do players today. It seems like.
But no, I was just told early on that he wants his guys, the guys that he knows, guys that he has kind of grown with and what have you, and that was obvious with what he ended up doing.
Certainly understand that. I just think sometimes when you have somebody with a connection like Matt has with this community, the state, and the school, it's a plus. It's a win.
No, I agree with you. Unfortunately, it didn't help to.
No,
it didn't help to bring fans, and I.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. They're going to have to get some butts in the seats for sure. That's.
And I don't hold that on. That certainly wasn't Matt Gatens' fault. But
no.
But
no, it's just a lot of factors, and I think what's happened, truly when we lost the Hawkeye Sports Network years ago that broadcast over the state, and we had game time starting at reasonable times, especially from people in central Iowa, they knew that, let's say a Saturday, Monday game or something, Saturday they could come down and they could at least stay over the weekend. I don't think we get that anymore from the Des Moines people just because of the goofy times we have starting all the time.
Yeah, but it ain't the genie ain't going back in the bottle.
And Iowa State seems to have.
We know that, Tom. That's the unfortunate thing about this.
I still think though all that would end though, John, if they just won more consistently.
But, no question.
I mean that's the answer.
No, exactly.
Fran wasn't winning enough at the end. Look at Iowa State. I mean, their place is packed because their team wins.
And look at the women.
Yeah.
And look at the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree totally, guys. I just think that it hasn't helped.
Oh no, it definitely makes it harder.
Sure.
No, it definitely makes it more challenging. Yeah.
I don't like going to the 8:00 game. I hate it.
The 6:30 games on Sunday night.
I don't like those either.
I hate those.
Yeah.
The best games are 7:00 on a Thursday and noon on Saturday.
Noon or 1 on Saturday.
11 noon or 1 on Saturday are the best games. I love those games.
Right.
I don't mind 11. Once I get there, game's over at 1 o'clock, you're done with your story. You're walking out of the arena at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, I agree, Pat.
Yep.
I agree totally. Well, I dropped my men's tickets about 5 years ago for a variety of reasons. The women, we've had those for 40-plus years, and that product is still really good. And I hope the men come back. I really do. It's not that I don't care about them. I do. It's just that a number of determining factors, and that I thought our non-conference schedule was awful, frankly. That
Agreed.
For the, when you're playing New Orleans, New Hampshire, I'm sorry, that doesn't do anything for me.
Oh, that Tanner Toolson did sign with TCU.
He did.
He did. So,
Yep.
You win some, you lose some.
And the rest get rained out.
Yep. Gentlemen, always great to talk to you.
All right, John.
All right, John.
Have a great day.
Yep.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Edward Vilhauer has emailed us, run with Pat's idea, white T-shirt, gold tie on front, and back to the Hawks on the backside.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then a bunch of alcohol sales, get the fans all rowdy and drunk, and then we got an atmosphere. Don't you think, Suter? You're doing the I with, your I.
Oh, I did do
mid-court,
that.
You at mid-court doing the IOWA.
No, that's too far down.
Would Ann go out there with you?
No.
You just do it in your aisle by your seat.
We stay in our seats.
Oh, you don't want to bring any attention to yourself?
Not at all.
All right.
Not at all.
But no, I think they need to do that, and if they could get the court students move closer by the start of next season, I say do it. Why wait? Why wait? If the money's there, get it done. Because I think they need to be operating on all cylinders with as far as atmosphere and whatever. Because you got to give yourself every little advantage you can when you're trying to rebuild this thing. And that's what they're doing. They're rebuilding. Because, it's going to be so weird having that first press conference or first summer with what is basically a completely different team and coaching staff.
This has never, except for Cooper Koch.
This has never happened before in the history of Iowa.
No
men's a roster just complete. Cooper, we didn't barely get him. We interviewed him like one time because he didn't play. It's going to be really strange with Fran gone. The first time you see Ben McCollum walk in for one of those weekly press, and it's not Fran. It's just you got so used to Fran doing it. Fran was here for almost half of my time.
Fran's 6'5".
Yeah, and Fran had a certain way about doing things, and it'll be interesting to see how Ben handles just the dated, the weekly press conferences as we go. Fran was always very businesslike and what have you. It'll be interesting to see if there's more small talk. We would make some small talk with Fran, but Fran wanted to get in and get out of there. He had stuff to do.
I think this guy will be more relaxed.
I think he might be, and not that Fran was not. No. Fran just, there's that 15 minutes I got for that conference. I'll be back up here to get back to film study or whatever. That seems how Fran was. Very businesslike.
Think McCollum will throw a chair or something?
I doubt that, but again, that was not in protest of the officiating. That was he was upset at his players. He thought they were being soft and letting the Michigan State players push him around. And he may have been upset with some calls that weren't called, but I remember Fran telling me, hey, once we realized what the officials were allowing, we didn't take advantage of it. We just played like we were scared. That's what pissed him off. Yeah. And, that was not a good look, but it was what it was. When Bobby Knight threw at chairs, fans loved it. Oh, he's great.
Well, the whole campaign was get mad.
Yeah, it was get mad.
He gets mad.
Little did they know.
I think the worst thing Fran did, the Ohio State, out at Ohio State, yelling in the that was not good. That was not a good look, and he apologized for it.
And up at UNI
was not a good look, but what was worse than that was deciding that was it. We're not going to. That was probably my biggest beef with Fran was the fact that he quit playing Drake and UNI, and the fact that Iowa State did it made it easier for both schools to do it because the other one was doing it.
Play him here.
Yes,
I'd be totally into that.
But I still say play him there too because do you know how going to play a good Drake team in the Knapp Center that gets you ready for Big Ten play. It really does.
But it costs you a lot of money.
But it costs you, even more so, it costs you the risk of losing a non-conference game.
That too.
Which gives you less margin for error once you get into conference play.
Yep.
So we've got Iowa softball starting in a little more than 2 hours. So is the wind going to be strong all day today?
Yeah.
And is there any...
and I'm not getting... the landfill hasn't called in.
Well, it's not quite that breezy, is it?
And I will say, if you look, the wind does seem to have died down a little bit. Man, it was windy this morning. But is there a chance for precip this afternoon, or will they get this doubleheader in?
No, there's no precip.
Okay. If they could get
it's averaging 16 miles an hour.
If they could if they could win these two games today, softball would be 9-6 in conference play. This is a big doubleheader for them, and the fact that it's on TV, puts even a little more pressure to make a nice showing.
Well, actually, we would be 10-6 if we win them both.
I thought they were 7-6. They're 8-6 now.
Big Ten says 8-6.
8-6. Okay, then 10-6.
That'd be great.
Okay, that's right. They were 7-6 after the series. Yeah, 8. Like I said, I did not envision this, especially after they lose their head coach for health reasons. The interim head coach quits for political reasons, and now they've managed to come together and have a pretty good season. It's quite a story. It really is.
The Dow is at 38,242.
Okay, so it's his support. Look, it's coming back up. That's
as low as I think.
No, it's been at 37.
Has it?
Yeah,
okay.
I saw it at 37.3. Wasn't that about? It was down. Yeah, it was down to near low 37, which is. But when Biden left, wasn't it like at 43?
Yeah,
44.
44.
Yeah.
For dementia and being incompetent and not knowing what day it was and what week it was and how to eat his soup, he did do a good job with the stock market. Those are just all the criticisms I've seen levied on him on social media. Somebody has to help him eat his own soup,
Jesus Christ.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
All I know is my stocks were doing great under him.
Yeah, well, they ain't doing great now.
No, and I was told by the people that I rely on financially, they're like, back in February, if this is still going on in May, in June and July, then we got a problem. And it's definitely looks like still going to be going on. We're almost into May.
Yeah.
We're a week and a half from May.
When you have every economist, seriously, every economist saying, this ain't any good, and then you got the Fed chair saying, this ain't any good.
You watch, though. There's going to be people cashing in their retirements.
Surely. Well, that's what's happening.
I'm not there yet because I'm too young.
And the bonds are down. And, usually when the stock market goes down, the bonds go up.
I read a guy, he had like $190,000 in it, and he saw it go down to like 160, 150, and he panicked and he cashed it in.
Yeah.
And he goes, if I have to, he could always reinvest it. But he goes, I'm not going to sit here and lose. So I haven't done that yet. I'm still trusting that patience is the best. But no, these are scary times. It's just there's just never a day off. It's just
there's no reason for it.
It's just so exhausting every day.
There's just no reason for
any of this.
No,
there is no reason for any of this other than vindictiveness. There's no reason. The Pentagon is it's in a mess, and I know.
And now we don't have a pope.
Yeah.
What are we going to do without a pope?
Transfer porter.
Well, they're looking into it. I've heard they've got one from Europe, but he's asking for way too much money, and he's probably going to end up signing with Kentucky instead of being the Pope's for financial reasons.
Honest to God, we went on this morning at 5 with that.
Yeah.
So he passed away not on Sunday. He passed away Monday morning, right? On Monday, day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving. Yeah. But, 88 years old. I didn't realize he had not ever been back to Argentina since he became the Pope.
Mm-mm.
But he was different, He had some different views compared to the previous Pope.
I liked him.
Yeah, I did. He was really concerned about the poor and the common man and what have you. And, no, I thought...
Which the Pope should be.
Well, yeah, I would think if you have problems liking the Pope, then that...
Well, the first thing he said that I recall was he was asked by a child who just lost a pet, and he said, the first thing you'll get reunited with when you go to heaven is your pets. So,
I'm a little worried about that, though. What if you have multiple pets? Because I'm not sure how Lakota and Bear, the black child, would handle greeting me at the heaven's door, that we might have a fight in heaven. What would God do to that?
Okay. What if you get up there and the raccoon is
taking a dump? Taking a dump on the altar?
Hello?
Hey, I don't mean to wear out my welcome, gentlemen. I heard you talking about dummy in the White House there, what he's doing with the comment. As you know, I changed my registration from Republican to Independent until he's gone. But, there's a lot of us Republicans that don't agree with this whole situation.
Not enough.
That.
Well, then do something. You
he's
have
not
the
really
power.
a Republican in the truest sense of the word, fellas.
No, he isn't. But the Republicans have the power, and if they don't do something, they are complicit.
Well, I think eventually it's going to come home to bite them if they don't. And,
I agree.
The problem is with that, it's biting us, too.
I think it's already bit them. I'd never.
Yeah, well,
I'm looking at it selfishly.
I've said to my Republican friends, you better, especially the elected ones, you better. I wouldn't fall on my sword for this guy because he doesn't give a doesn't give a hoot about the party.
No, he doesn't.
But you were talking about the Pope, and I think after he met with J.D. Vance, it probably killed him, I suspect.
I've seen that on social.
Good one.
But anyway, no, it's too bad. It's chaos and drama, and we don't need that right now. And don't give up on your 401ks yet, fellas.
I'm not. I'm not, but I'm going to bitch and moan about it.
There's no reason to have a fire sale on that stuff because there's going to be eventually he might get his head screwed on straight and realize that things are going sideways too much.
No, he won't. No, he won't. This is. Well,
you don't think?
No, I don't think.
No,
I don't think that's going to happen at all. He's been warned. He's doubling down. He's an a-hole, and he's not going to. No, and the Republican Party is done for a lot of us. It's done.
Well,
I voted Republican before for Republicans. I'll never, ever vote for another.
You did?
Republican.
Back to the Hawks.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the Hawks. Too political.
All right.
Too political.
John, thanks for the call.
Well, yes, baseball. I'm looking forward to baseball, though. It's baseball.
And you got softball on Big Ten Network today, John. 12:30.
I can't make it. Sorry.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm working still.
Okay.
I'm in phased retirement. So.
All right. I'll be watching a little Iowa softball. All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Okay, so back to the Hawks.
Back to the Hawks. No more politics.
Yeah.
Logie Dembele, UNLV.
Good for him.
Yeah, that seems a good.
Hopefully it works out for him. I don't even know who the UNLV coach is right now.
I don't know either.
But yeah, I saw that yesterday, and so that leaves what? Chris Taggio. And have you seen anything on Seido Traore? I have not, but I haven't been looking hard either.
No, I haven't seen anything on Seido.
And Carter Kingsbury's still out there. That's about it, hasn't pretty much everyone else?
Yeah.
Everyone else has found homes. And
let's see, got a long snapper, Bryant Worrell from Boston College.
Okay, I remember a day when long snappers joining a football team was not like breaking news.
Yeah, it's not breaking news, but it's news.
People are just hoping for anything.
Well, now everything's new. Everything's new. I mean, long snappers used to join teams for years, and nobody ever talked about it. Now, I was the first one to report that launched. I mean, it's just crazy where we are now. I haven't tweeted.
You got to have a good long snapper.
Well, you had to have a good long snapper back in 1982.
That's true.
But people didn't race to be the first one to break it on. So it's just crazy the world we live in now.
It is different. Women's wrestling. We got the 17th ranked gal in the country, Adriana Palumbo.
I like Palumbo.
Palumbo, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a busy weekend for Hawkeye stuff.
Well, I'm sure other stuff went on too that we're just not aware of.
Yeah.
Because not everything gets on message boards and tweets and all that. Some stuff does happen.
That's true that we don't hear about.
I do, and I'm not knocking them. I think it's great to have. I just think it's funny, though, that, like, long snappers now are, like, I mean, I remember covering Iowa in the 90s, and it never really occurred to anybody much who the long snapper was. And it just shows you how different times are now. I mean, it's just crazy. Everything is news now. Especially it involves roster changes because so many of these websites now, basically they make most of their money and draw most of their clicks from roster comings and goings. That's what 90% of what they write about. I mean, like these recruiting sites, basically what they do is portal, coming and going, portal. That's what they do. And a lot of people obviously love that news.
Mm-hmm. It is true. All right, Steve, what'd you find?
Oh, Jesus. No, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Christy Nome, head of Homeland Security.
Yes.
Somebody stole her purse.
Okay. Why is that news?
Good. Now that I agree with.
Well, she's the head of Homeland Security, so.
So what's more important to you, Iowa's long snapper or the head of Homeland Security?
Well,
he just asked me.
I think Christy Nome's an idiot.
Yeah. Well,
I thought that long before she was head of Homeland Security.
Yeah, I hate her for a number of reasons. The dog thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't. I think John's living in the past. Way in the past.
Well, what do you mean?
Maybe.
Are we back to politics again?
You're talking about. I just think he is.
Well, Republicans have to do something about this because they're in power.
This is interesting.
They have to stop the tariffs.
Memphis transfer P.J. Haggerty may find a taker, but multiple top 25 programs have opted not to get involved due to the $4 million plus price tag and demand of playing point guard, sources told. Haggerty is a stud bucket getter, but it's still all about timing right now. A lot of schools are hesitant to pay $4 million, and a lot of schools have already spent majority of their budget. That's going to be
$4 million's a lot.
Well, that's pretty much almost all of Iowa's budget.
Yeah,
so it'll be interesting. And this kid's good, but I don't know if he's that good.
Who did he play for?
Memphis. I don't know if he's that good.
Do you think some of these kids are being led astray by the agents?
Oh, without question.
Some of them,
yes.
sure.
Oh, so did Cooper Flagg declare for the draft? It looks like he may.
I believe he did.
Which makes sense. I mean, I'm sure he could be a millionaire staying at Duke for a couple more years, but he's going to be the first player taken.
Of course, he's going to get such a big contract.
Yeah, he is. I'm not sure. I know the NBA, the first contracts, there's a limit to it, but as long as he stays healthy, he's going to make hundreds of millions of dollars in the NBA. Yeah, so he's.
So are these agents just contacting how does the kid become involved with the agent? Are the agents just contacting everyone?
Well, I think it's give and take. I think family and people of interest with the family are reaching out to agents, but that's what these agents do. They try to get these kids booked up with them, and then they represent them, and they're the ones. The agents are controlling this whole news cycle with the portal. When's the last time you saw a local reporter from anyone get any type of significant portal? They're all being broke by the agents to these national guys because that gets it out there right away. And it makes sense. You're going to tell someone like Jeff Goodman that so-and-so's coming to Iowa before you tell anyone like me or any from the Red.
Sure.
They want it out there nationally right away. Then the rest of us react to it. And that's what's happening.
Yep.
I mean, the agencies are basically controlling the whole narrative with this portal news stuff. That's why I don't get that too wrapped up on. When I'm told by a good source, I get the story ready, and I know that the moment Jeff Goodman or Pete Thamel or one of these Pete Nichols, one of them tweets something based on the agency telling them something, boom, then you write your story and
there you go.
And you post it. And that's just how it is right now. The agencies are talking to the big networks, and most of the agencies are the ones breaking these stories now, more so than the kids. The kid coming to Iowa, Alvaro, whatever, he didn't break it.
Fulgaris,
Jeff Goodman did, and through his agency and what have you. So it's just that's the world we live in right now, and I don't see it changing anytime soon.
No, probably not. Probably not.
And now some kids don't have agencies if they trust the people around them. If you don't need an agency, why use one? I mean, if you trust the people around you that are acting in your best interest, like a father or an uncle or somebody would, then you can do your own negotiating.
So I think the number I saw was 66% of the kids that go into the portal either have to transfer down or they don't get a place to go.
I've seen stories about that.
And that's a scary figure.
Yeah, and there's also and some of these guys find out their credits don't transfer, and they end up not being able to get the degree in time when they want one. I heard about a former Illinois player that had that happen to him. He transferred, and 12 of his credits didn't go with him, and it screwed up. There's just a lot of stuff involved with this, but yes, there's definitely adults leading these kids, some of them astray. I mean, they're just all acting for just the almighty dollar, and I think sometimes when that is your only motivation, that your views get skewed, if that makes sense.
It does.
And I think that's where we are right now with the transfer portal. I'm not saying all cases. I mean, there's a lot of kids that go into the transfer portal for the right reasons. They get good advice and they make a sound decision.
And they make a lot of money.
I'm sure Josh Dix and Price Sanford probably had pretty good people advising them, wouldn't you say?
Sure they did.
And I wish they would have gone to Iowa, but they felt it was in their best interest to go elsewhere, and that was probably due.
And not just financial.
That was part of it. I mean, Josh Dix is going to a program that's a perennial Big East power now, and Price Sanford's going to a program that he really liked growing up, but he wanted to play with his brother at Iowa. Well, his brother's gone.
And I think it's also fair to say that the Iowa fan base turned their backs on this team, on Fran's team.
Oh, without question, yeah. Yeah, they did, and Price and Josh were a part of that team.
And I don't blame them for saying, I don't owe those people anything.
No,
and they don't.
I've never knocked any of these guys for leaving Iowa.
No.
Never would.
No.
You make a good point, though. They did. The fan base turned their back on this team.
Yeah.
And this team had flaws, but it played hard. I mean, I know it didn't always play hard. It didn't always play well on defense, but this team tried. It just wasn't very locked in on defense because I don't think it was ever forced to be.
No, and they didn't play consistently well together.
No, because they were an average team. I mean, once Freeman was out, they became a very average team, talent and depth-wise. That was a big loss. They had significant injuries this year. I mean, Drew Thoa wasn't his self for the final third of the season.
No,
almost.
he wasn't.
I know those sound like excuses, but sometimes excuses are part of it. They matter. There were some things that happened this year that made it harder to win.
Yeah, no question.
I haven't seen any updates on Fran getting players, but I haven't really been looking or reading much. I'll have to catch up on that, and I haven't yet to reach out to Fran. I'm going to here. I know he's talked to some people in the eye. I wanted to have him get settled. I'm just going to reach out to him and just say it was privilege covered him. Good luck, and good luck in the future. And it's nice that you're back home in your hometown with your brother, who will really benefit from his presence.
Yeah.
So
no, I wish Fran the best of luck. And,
it's just weird that he's gone. It just happens so fast. The 15 years, you get to the point where God, you're just so used to them being around. But it's going to be the same way with Kirk. Kirk one day is going to be the coach, and one day he's going to be gone.
No, exactly. Well, Lisa,
same way. Yeah, Lisa's was really abrupt.
It was.
Fran, you knew something was brewing.
But Lisa's made so much sense.
Yes.
She knew that wasn't going to be able to repeat that.
No, and she just wants to try something else while she's still healthy and she's not, too old, you know what I mean? She's not.
You look at me.
No, I'm just saying she's not. She's still in like her mid-60s. I mean, there's a lot of living left to do.
Yeah,
she's got things she wants to do. I mean, remember she said she wants to go to Alaska and shoot photography up there for a month or so. Those are things she couldn't do if she was still the head coach.
Well, Alaska is really, really different. It is.
I've been told.
It's incredible.
I would like to go there. I would like to go.
You should.
I think I will. I'd rather go to Alaska than Hawaii. Hawaii doesn't really interest me at all.
I'd like to see Alaska.
I would like to see Alaska more than Hawaii.
Yeah,
I would.
I do both. I would
both. Actually agree with that.
Yeah,
and
you've been to? Haven't you been to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have no interest in going to Hawaii.
Especially with Lahaina burning down, it took a lot of the charm away from it for me.
But Alaska's just got so much different stuff. And the wildlife, but no, I'd love to go on an African safari too.
It is really different, but on the other hand, Anchorage might as well be Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, no, wasn't Fairbanks the same way?
I haven't been to Fairbanks.
Yeah, you can say that about a lot of towns.
Yeah.
So you go on a safari and and somebody hands you a gun and there's a raccoon there taking a dump.
The last of my worries would be a raccoon if I'm on an African safari. I saw a couple things on Twitter. They showed this group of tourists on some boat in Africa.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you see the boat guy get in the boat going up. This massive hippopotamus is chasing them underwater. And I don't know if you guys realize
they move.
Hippopotamuses can fly underwater.
Yeah.
And it opens up its big mouth. It's getting ready, and the guy finally puts the boat into another gear and barely gets away from this hippopotamus in the water. Then they show another one where this massive giraffe is chasing this Jeep full of tourists through these winding trails. And it went on for a while. And my guess is it got too close to their kid.
Yep.
And they defend their territory. Yeah. But that would be scary. This hippo thing was frightening. Those things I can't believe how fast they are in the water. Because you see them on land, you're like, God. But they can move pretty good on land, too, and they are very territorial. A lion, everyone says the lion's the king of the beast. No, they're elephants and hippos. Elephants are the king of the beast. Lions don't mess with elephants.
No.
Lions are not the king of the beast. That's a misnomer.
And the lionesses do the hunting. I mean, we all know that.
That's a misnomer.
You ever pet a lion?
No.
We had a lion. We had a very old lion.
Your mom fed it on the porch. Is that what you're saying?
No. It was at the yeah.
And then they had a bunch of lions just hanging out in the backyard.
And then they got all upset when your mom died and they killed neighbors.
Weed Park Zoo, Weed Park in Muscatine. It was on a slant. It was terrible. But they had this lion, a really old lion, and it would wake up every morning at 6 o'clock and start coughing.
Who had this lion?
The Weed Park Zoo in Muscatine.
Poor thing.
And it would, it
was miserable.
Coughing. It was.
It was miserable.
And
it was saying, "Help me."
I went down there, and he goes, "You can pet it. It's not going to hurt you or anything. It hardly got its teeth."
Did you?
It's not, yeah. It didn't do any. It just,
Very sad. You were complicit.
What?
You were complicit in the meanness to an animal.
How was it mean to the animal? I petted the animal.
I just don't like seeing lions in cages.
It wasn't in the cage at the time.
Where was it? Just out and about?
Yes. Yeah, it
was in line at McDonald's.
I don't really like seeing them out and about either.
And it couldn't figure out the kiosk,
it would go
self-ordering thing.
It'd go in the cage, and then they'd get it out, and they'd clean the cage, and the lion would just lay there. Yeah, it wouldn't bother anybody.
Think it's still alive?
No.
How long ago was this?
Yeah, 73. No, that lion was old.
I think it died 74 or 5?
It didn't. They got rid of the zoo sometime in 74 or 75.
Iowa City had the tackiest zoo I've ever seen in City Park.
Yeah.
When? They haven't had a zoo since I've been there. Like 60s,
70s and 70s.
When you say tacky, what was it, like a goat and a...
They had some goats. There was a moth-eaten lion.
This was like...
Were there gorillas?
I don't think so.
Giraffe, hippos, rhinoceroses?
No, it was tacky, and it was on a slant. They had some bears that, their cages were full of crap.
The animals were just embarrassed to even be affiliated with it.
Well, they had a zoo in Davenport with a bunch of monkeys. And
was that Blank? No,
that's
February.
Des Moines. Blank Park Zoo's Des Moines, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Des Moines Zoo's, I haven't been there for years.
They're nice.
But I've heard it. I mean, the Des Moines Zoo's okay.
Yeah.
But Niabi Zoo's nice.
Yeah.
Omaha's got a great zoo.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Henry, I've been to all of those.
San Diego's got a great zoo.
Been to that one.
I have not been. I've been to Omaha.
I've been to Omaha.
What are some other ones that are known for being really good? But I always think of Omaha and San Diego.
In February, we did a remote from there and with Sean Tracy. And he had a pack of cigarettes. And the monkey took the cigarette out. And then held the cigarette like that. I wanted him to light the cigarette.
Was he smoking it? Did he smoke it?
Yeah, he lit the cigarette and the monkey's smoking it. So somebody must have taught the monkey to smoke it.
Maybe so.
I don't know.
Maybe they did.
Just looking to see if there's...
Anything else going on?
I'm not seeing anything right now, but that doesn't mean there's not stuff going on. I mean, we're in our final week of spring practice. What's going to be interesting is once spring practice ends on Saturday, I think you're going to see some
portal action.
I think you'll see some portal action.
I imagine
coming and going. That's just natural.
There's been a little bit of.
They lost a D-back recently. Who was the D-back that recently entered the portal?
Oh, I saw it. Tate.
Khalil Tate. Yeah, they lost him, and of course they lost Gavin Hoffman. They lost. Van Ness.
Did I see John Nestor?
John Nestor signed with Minnesota.
Yeah.
I saw him in a Minnesota uniform, so that will be interesting to see what he does with them.
Hawk Mama said Muscatine Zoo was pathetic and Iowa City's was worse.
It was. Oh, no, it was the worst. The Bears had hot spots on their back. No, it was not good. It really wasn't.
Well, the one at Muscatine was on a hill. It was on a slant.
Have you been to Des Moines?
Blank Park? It's great.
Yeah, I haven't been to it for like 30, 40 years, but I remember
Park.
it being okay back then, but I've heard it's even a lot better now.
Omaha was great. Somebody says that...
Henry Dorley in Omaha is fantastic.
Minnesota's Apple Valley.
Minnesota's
is great.
Real good.
Oh, Apple Valley Zoo?
Yeah.
How about the movie we
St. Louis was excellent.
We bought a zoo. That's a good movie.
I like that movie.
I like that movie. I did.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Matt Damon, did you ever see that?
We bought a zoo?
No,
you and Ann would like it.
I don't know if I did or not.
He and Ann would like that.
You would like
would like it, yeah.
Hello.
It's not the water horse, but it's pretty good.
Pat.
Yeah.
You know where Hickman and 24th is in Des Moines?
Yes.
Do you remember a guy having a chimpanzee in a cage right there on that corner for, must be back in the 70s probably.
I do not, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. But no, I don't remember that.
All right.
Wow.
Well, he did.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
It's a wonderful story.
Thanks for sharing.
I know Hickman and 24th, though. I know exactly, but I just was not aware of it.
I know where that is, too.
Yep, Hickman and 24th. Oh, yeah. I don't get to Des Moines hardly at all anymore, but I still can pretty much find my way around town.
Hello.
Two very good zoos close by. Well, 3.5 hours away. One is Brookfield Zoo near Chicago.
Yes,
Lincoln Park Zoo.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park.
Oh, yeah.
Zoo.
Yeah.
In Lincoln Park.
Okay.
Agreed.
No, you're right.
Been to both.
Yeah, and Lincoln Park is free.
Yes.
Wow,
it
even
is.
better.
Yeah.
It's like Hawk
I
Fanatic.
have a quick zoo story about a Peoria Zoo, if you got a moment.
Sure.
Okay, I took a date there because it was very cheap. It was free. And this was in the 80s, and it was a very tacky zoo. And went into the big building with the big cats. And the tigers are in the cage, and we're standing next to a couple and their children. And the tiger turns around, puts its butt up against the bars, and flung his tiger penis back between his legs. And I grabbed the date because I knew this wasn't going to be good. And he sprayed these people and peed all over them and raped them. And they were so stunned they couldn't move. And this tiger, I never realized how big their bladders must be. But it was incredible.
All right.
So did things work
How
out?
did they go?
Did
you end up marrying her?
Yeah. The moral of the story is if a tiger swings his penis at you, run.
All right. Okay. Wow.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah. Same thing that can be said about Tiger Woods.
Yeah, there you go.
What a story.
Yeah.
I have a funny story. I can't top that one, but yesterday I was going to the store to buy green pepper, red pepper. You know, they're all kind of... And I'm not going to mention the store, but one of the store workers was nearby where I was going, and all of a sudden he just had a sneezing fit, like 4 sneezes in a row right into the green and I just did the quickest Yui and left the, nope, won't be eating spicy rigatoni tonight.
Well, you just got to watch it.
I mean, it was, but no, I mean, he wasn't, sometimes you can't controle it.
Yeah.
It just like,
Yeah.
it was like, they had those mist machines but he was doing his own misting. And I'm not going to do that. I'm out.
Yep.
I'm out. I couldn't do it. I felt bad for him though, because, it just hit him right when he was standing there. And it was kind of funny.
I will go into sneezing jags and it just.
Every once in a while happens to me too.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been to the Brookfield Zoo. It's nice.
No.
I'd still say I haven't been to San Diego. Omaha's the nicest zoo I've ever been to.
Now, the Brookfield Zoo, we were there when we were kids, and there was a guy that was grilling steaks right next to the bear cages.
Yeah.
Poop and real nasty.
Yeah.
Real nasty.
Why was he grilling steaks?
He's hungry.
Next to poop.
Well, that's where the grill was, and just happened to be a barricade.
What's he going to use it as a garnish?
I don't know.
Steak Gigi. Instead of beef Wellington, it's beef Gigi.
Hello.
Yeah, 2 of the lions that were down in City Park are now in Mammal Hall of McBride.
Are they?
McBride Hall. Yeah, I know because I built the exhibit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And they were owned by some guy in Manville Heights, that had them chained up in front of his garage, and the neighbors got sick of listening to the male lion roar in the morning. So he donated them to the zoo, and they died of disease shortly after they were down there.
How are they not breaking some type of ordinance by having him chained to his garage door in a neighborhood?
Well, it was back in the 30s.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
okay.
yeah, it was about in the days when people had chimpanzees in cages and stuff. So
okay.
Wow. Well, thank you for that information.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you want to see the lions, they're on the 3rd floor.
All right.
All right.
All right, thank you.
I've seen the lions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Are you wondering where the lions were?
Huh?
Bruce Coburn. Love that song. I've heard you play it every once in a while.
Well, now they're on the 3rd floor of McBride.
We don't have to wonder anymore. Can you still play it?
Yeah, I could always play
No, I do. Do you like that song?
Not really.
Yeah, for some reason I always
Why don't you like that song?
Nothing to like about it.
I don't know. I always like.
It's a wonderful song.
I did. I always liked that song.
No,
It's a great
doesn't
song.
do a single thing for me.
You know, that's just ridiculous.
I love how you take dissenting opinions so well.
Yeah, imagine having a different opinion on music. Wow. What was I thinking? And I'm guessing Molly doesn't like it much either.
Wondering Where the Lions Are by Bruce Coburn.
Wonder Where the Lions Are by Bruce Coburn?
How are they going to know it?
All right. Well, you're going to hear it.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Well, I mean, I've heard it on here multiple times, and like I say, I always turn it up when I hear it.
It was a hit.
Yeah, and you know me, if I don't like all your songs.
You don't like most of them.
Most of your songs I don't like that you play, but I do like some.
I mean, I've certainly heard worse.
Yeah, I've heard worse.
Do much
I've heard
for
worse on here.
Yeah, I have too.
I'm trying to think. Maybe what's the worst song that you've ever played on here in this new format? What do you think it is, Suter?
Steve claiming this song was a hit too, and it was awful.
Break My Stride. That was
no.
That was a hit.
That's terrible.
But it was a hit, though, wasn't it?
Endicott.
What's Endicott? That's
Steve
the name
played
of
a song called Endicott, I think.
That's the name of the big cot.
I played that like what? 15.
Other than Too Many Puppies, that was the worst song I ever.
That was the
heard
Cotton Millionaire and In the Heat of the Night.
Kid Creole and the Coconuts, and that was like I don't know, 15.
Yeah, well, I remember it.
I don't even remember.
Endicott is who Sidney Poitier slapped in the Heat of the Night. Remember, he was the big cotton broker.
Yeah,
Mr. Endicott.
And you were telling me that song was a hit, and there ain't no way Endicott was a hit.
I believe it.
So would I recognize it if I heard it?
No.
Was it played on here multiple times?
Yes.
No, it was played once.
Was it only once?
It was only once.
Well, that was a bad choice.
So was it top 4? Why was it played if it wasn't top 40?
It was top 40. Kid Creole.
Of course, then if Tony Basil can make it to number 1, who knows? It may have been.
How high did Break My Stride get to? That's one of the
Pretty
most
high.
dreadful songs ever.
Really high.
Yeah, it's just brutal.
Yes, it is.
Endicott, 85.
Feelings by Debbie Boone. Didn't that get to like number 1?
Well, Feelings was Maurice Evans.
Oh, no, Debbie Boone was You Light Up My Life, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't that get to number 1? Probably. Which one? Okay, Feelings or You Light Up My Life? Which one's worse?
Ooh.
Worse, not better.
Hello.
Hey, dudes.
Hey.
Yeah, in the movie Wall Street, his first insider trading deal was Blue Horseshoe likes Endicott steel.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No.
So
Endicott.
that song was in Wall Street?
Wall Street, Endicott.
Wow.
That's all I think of.
All right.
All
Fair
right,
enough.
Later.
You haven't answered yet.
Hit 11.
Hit 11?
Did it really?
You Light Up My Life or Feelings? Which one are you? Which is
I
worse?
would. Feelings is better.
Is better. Okay, so You Light Up My Life is worse than Feelings.
I would say.
Right.
That's just my opinion, but they're both pretty
and
bleak.
that's all you can have with music is an opinion.
They're both pretty bleak.
Oh, I would agree that they're both bleak.
And they were both big hits.
Yes, they were.
7-day waiting period for me if I had to listen to either one of them.
I mean, we had joy, we had fun. Season in the Sun was a big hit.
Oh, that was...
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was a big hit, though.
That's a bottom 20 for me, for sure.
How about Baby Come Back by Player?
No, I like Baby Come Back.
Baby Got Back. You like that one?
Baby Got Back. Are we done? Please say we're done.
Did we ever start? Did we ever start? We'll have a guest on Wednesday, and I'll start. I mean, I'll start trying to get. Well, we're not going to be able to get any. We can't get football guests right now. I mean,
no, they're too busy.
But no, we'll have somebody from Iowa on Wednesday. Like I said, I'm thinking it's going to be a baseball player, which would be very timely right now.
Yeah, it would be good.
Yeah, it would be good, and go from there.
All right. Well, Molly Suter is next. HawkFanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
We bleed black and gold. We're